Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 943. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with James. What's up, James?
Hey, guys.
What's up, Chris?
What's up?
All right, so past weekend, past couple of days, actually, we had some promos from Pearl Mackie discussing her character, being gay and the first, I guess it would be the first gay companion openly, which there's not a big deal with that. But what's very telling is, she's very passionate about it. She's very happy to be in Doctor Who. What really gets me upset is the next day, like 2 days later, right? They had said that she was fired from the show before we even got to see her.
I thought they said, well, not fired. I thought they should just do it like she was leaving. But yeah,
well, that's what they said today. But before that, they had leaked it that the BBC and Chibnall had decided not to keep her, so they let her go. And now they have a thing on the article is that she is not going to be in Series 11. And then it's very funny because, we get a trailer now. Now, we're told that Capaldi is going to be in the Christmas special. He's going to regenerate there. But what do we have in the trailer today, Chris?
Well, this is spoilers if you haven't seen the trailer. But At the very end of the trailer, it looks like he's starting to regenerate.
So that's really interesting because, mind you, he could be healing his wounds and then holding back the regeneration like David Tennant and like Matt Smith for a whole entire episode.
He also has a lot of regenerations now through new cycles, so maybe it's something to do with Missy and saving her.
But he's holding his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going on in that scene, though.
Yeah. So I don't know, but a lot of craziness going on, too. The TARDIS, he's stuck on Earth temporarily, where he has to take up a job as a lecturer. And then he's saying this is the doorway to... Now, was he talking about the TARDIS when he said this is the doorway to all things that are possible that were and never were, or something like that?
Could be.
So,
I think that's what he's on about. I don't see what else it would be. Possibly maybe that mysterious door, with the monsters, right? That mysterious... Could be that, but probably the TARDIS.
I like the trailer. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I do. I fear the second part of the Mondasian Cybermen looking up. It does. If the Mondasian Cybermen start flying, I will be very annoyed. Very annoyed.
Right.
They've done it with the Zygons, where they ruined the Zygons. They've done it. Well, the Daleks have been ruined for a long time, but the Ice Warriors partially. I just don't want them to just leave them as they are. They're not supposed to fly. Maybe somebody said, well, I said that maybe the new Cybermen arrive, with like a spaceship and it hovers them up, yeah?
Right.
Up to the spaceship, that's okay. But if they start flying, no.
What about you, Chris? What did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was, probably the better of the promos that we've seen so far. Again, though, I'm not getting my hopes up for this season to be spectacular. I'm just waiting to see if it is, because I think the past few years we've all, I can't speak for everybody, but we've looked at a lot of trailers and stuff and said, oh, this is going to be really good, and then it doesn't pan out. The stuff in the trailers turns out to be, just, oh, well, who was that? So I liked a lot of stuff. I didn't see anything bad in the trailer. I thought the trailer was very good, but
yeah.
Again, I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, I can't wait, because
especially after what we did last season, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I am right now. Like last season, for me personally, just it felt like somebody punched me in the stomach and just
it started off on a massive high though, didn't it? With the the Missy and the old school Daleks. I bet everyone's thinking, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. This season's going to be the best.
Yeah,
if
you go back to those casts that we did when those two episodes came out, I'll speak for myself. I was like, this is going to be great. This is awesome. I love those two episodes. It just progressively, it was just like, this is not good. But there were some bright spots. Don't get me wrong. But it was like at the end of the season, it was just like, what just happened?
Like your favorite line, the best line of the whole series, Chris.
What?
The Time Lord lied.
Yeah. It was like trailers lied. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, the Capaldi is so excellent. I mean, people say the Zygon episodes are good. I don't like those Zygon episodes. I only like Capaldi's speech in it. And I think just Capaldi can carry a really bad episode, which I think they are. Also, everyone was excited about Gallifrey that season. Everyone was pumped about it when it finally arrived. We're like, yeah. And then they just did Clara for most of the episode. Like, if you watch the screen time, she gets more than 60% of the screen time.
The one thing I don't like is, after the episodes are over, like years later, Moffat comes out and he tries to explain things because he's not going to explain it in the episodes. But it's worse. His explanation is worse than what we thought. And it kind of like pisses me off because his favorite character is like Clara and he's ripping her to shreds, saying she's the worst thing ever for the Doctor. Like, she sucks. And that's why the TARDIS don't like her. And it's like, dude. Like, what are you talking about? You know, so I just don't like when he comes up with all these things about why is this, why is that, the way the show's supposed to be, the way it's not supposed to be. It just annoys me. Like, I'd rather just enjoy the season and Capaldi and then here he keeps constantly doing articles. It's getting me, I want to throw up. Could it be possible that Missy takes Mondas out of time, like the whole planet, and instead of it like about to be blown up in like the 10th planet, she takes it out of there? So where she brings it to present day?
She's definitely involved.
Right. I mean, she could take all these millions of people in the Nethersphere. Why couldn't she put a planet in the Nethersphere?
What if isn't this episode supposed to be called Genesis of the Daleks or of the Cybermen?
I don't even know if that's going to be. Probably not.
Well, if this shows like how the Cybermen came to be or something like that, like what if she used the Nethersphere to make these Cybermen?
Yeah.
Well, that would annoy a lot of fans who've listened to Spare Parts. I think they should respect the audio adventure Spare Parts.
Yeah.
I think the best way to do it is either tie in with it, or I wouldn't mind if they just copied it and did quite similar things, because it's so excellent. It explains it perfectly. Because the reason why they are the way they are is because, for the people who haven't listened to the story, a little spoiler, is Mondas is, it's moving, right, in space, and it gets to a point where the planet can't be inhabitable, so they have to have like a shield around, imagine a casing around the whole planet, yeah?
Yeah.
And the surface is uninhabitable, but they need to go on the surface to get the propulsion unit so it can travel through space. So the only way they can do that is to create the Cybermen, which is how they did it. They had to survive. It was the only way they could do it. So if it's explained like that, where they had to do it, instead of Missy I don't want Missy messing with it like that. But I think what Missy's going to do is she's just going to bring the new Cybermen to encounter, just to throw a spanner in the works. Like, oh, okay.
Well, there's also
guys?
rumors that there's other masters, right? Or other doctors or something like that. I mean, I haven't had anything that shows me that that's true yet. Yeah,
people are saying it's definitely true. Not seen any proof. Without proof, it's not true.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I like that explanation for the Cybermen you just gave, James. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what happened in the audio adventure. It's called Spare Parts. It's a really good listen. I'll send everyone a link to it sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's simple.
It's really good
to the point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, because their planet had to leave, and I think they were in a part of space where they couldn't survive, so they had to make it out of casing, and then the only Cybermen could go on the surface. And the inhabitants didn't know about the Cybermen. They always thought, oh, we're joining, I think it was like the army or something, or the recruitment agency to join the cause. They didn't have any idea they were being turned into Cybermen until the very last minute.
That's
So
crazy.
it's really good. Really way better than the parallel universe version story with Lumic, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I just call him Trigger from Only Fools and Horses, but
Which
yeah,
is also the same thing like Victor and Daleks, both the same type of story.
Yeah.
You know, like
people will really like
they
it.
think
If
they
they
create the
copy it,
Cybermen, but somebody else did, really. You know, it's like,
of course, we know they're not copying it because we know the newer Cybermen are in it. So,
right.
which disappoints me that they would do that. So there better be a very good reason why they're there, Moffat. Otherwise, you suck again.
Well, another thing is, if the Doctor does regenerate, is it going to be like Scott said? They're not going to show it in the finale, and they're going to drag it out to the Christmas special. Like, is it going to be like flashbacks of his life, where they're going to show him time with him and River, time with him and Clara, stuff that we didn't see, and then it like keeps showing him like, oh, like gonna regenerate and holding it back, and him just thinking about it, and then finally, you know, it'll end with him saying goodbye to River, and then another thing with Clara, and then boom, he regenerates. I mean, could that be it, or is it going to just be a Dr. Light episode, or is it going to? I mean, how could we do this if he's going to be holding back the regeneration energy?
Maybe Dr. Light. I do think. Okay, they never show. Every time the BBC advertise regeneration, like with Stolen Earth, right? With David Tennant being shot by that Dalek, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all knew at the time there's no way he's regenerating now. it's rubbish, right? It's the same thing with this. They're throwing us off a bit. It will be something like he's saving Missy, or he's saving someone else, because regeneration energy can save many people. Remember with Davros, right?
Right.
He can save many things, so he'll be saving someone. There's no way they'd show a part of the regeneration scene in the trailer. It's just immensely stupid.
Yeah. So in other words, we're all clear he's not going to regenerate in the finale.
If it is, then I don't know why they would show a part of the regeneration scene in the trailer. It's a bit weird.
Would they just show the Christmas special as sort of like Christmas Invasion would be the new Doctor, and we're not expecting that, and then it's just like
cool,
her
but I
whole
want more
adventure, and then we
Capaldi.
gotta wait? Huh? Yeah.
It'd be cool, but I want more Capaldi because he deserves respect, and it's his last
Because they
season.
could do that. They could give her the whole Christmas episode, and then we wait.
Well,
I'm not saying if it's her. We don't know if it's her. Yeah.
Well, some trolls have determined to say it's a.
We'll see who it is. It might not be a woman, but I don't know, man. That was very weird. Him holding his chest and the regeneration energy. That's weird. But then again, we've seen it many times.
Maybe he starts to regenerate, and then something happens where he somehow delays it or something, or maybe something goes wrong with this regenerate. That could be it. Maybe something goes, if they are going to have him regenerate into a female, maybe something goes wrong with this regeneration. And I'm not saying that a female Doctor, something has to go wrong for him to turn female, but maybe just for this one, something goes wrong and it takes longer, and they maybe that's what it is. Maybe they I mean, this is just me speculating.
We used up a lot of energy, don't forget. So you said he may lose an arm, may lose a leg, or something.
What I'm saying is, like, maybe we see him start regenerating in the finale, and then maybe we're expecting to see the new Doctor in the Christmas special, and then he's in it for some adventure or something. Because I agree with you, Joe. I would love to see an episode where he's holding it back the whole episode, and then at the end he regenerates.
It could be like a life flashing before your eyes, where we get to see adventures that we didn't see before, where more time with River. We heard that we heard that Jenna Louise Cohen might have filmed something, or just to say goodbye or something. So it could be things that maybe he did find Clara and remember Clara and bring her back to Gallifrey, and there you go. Or maybe Missy took Clara into the Nethersphere, or maybe, and while he's regenerating, he's like this, and he's like this, and he's just thinking about it, and it zooms into his eye, and then you see him with River, or him with Clara, or him with, Bill or Nardole, or whatever, or him rebuilding Nardole. Like maybe they show him helping Nardole and reattaching the head, and all these different things we didn't see, And
I just hope that Clara is not the reason he regenerates.
For God's sake,
I hope she's
no more
not the
Clara.
cause.
It's driving me mad. She literally has more screen time than Capaldi at this point.
You mean she appears in the finale and she's about to die and he saves her or something? Or just...
I just don't want her. I'm sorry, like I just don't want her involved in anything anymore
I
with
know,
this show.
but I
She's not more
honestly
screen time than
disagree
Capaldi.
because I don't like the way he screwed her up. I want it fixed where she's there on Earth with Danny Pink, and there you go. And just you have kids and babies, and they grow up.
She's
to be
supposed to
gun
be dead. I mean, just kill her off.
Well,
Just,
that's what.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. Here's the
exactly.
thing, right?
Because
That's what they say, but that doesn't.
it would have been great if she would have died there and there in the Raven episode, but because Moffat's very selfish and
Yeah, because he
he
had to
chose-
have the final story. He can't have somebody write her off like that.
yeah, because he didn't want her to die, he chose to make an epic finale, which it would have been with Gallifrey and everything. It would have been so good, especially with Rassilon and stuff. It was going to be awesome. Apart from, instead of having that, he chose, I'm going to purposely ruin the script just because I don't want my companions to die. Really, really selfish, and that's why I'm really happy he's going.
This
You can't
could be
write
Rassilon's
finales.
revenge. This whole finale could be Rassilon's revenge because he kicked him off Gallifrey, so he travels to Earth and he brings all his greatest foes to fight him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think Missy will, if he does become a woman, Missy will have a part to play in that.
Well, I think she's definitely going to be a man. I think that, she has a whole cycle of regeneration, so I think that she's going to regenerate into a man if she does.
Yeah.
Swap
What would you
man,
guys say
master,
to next year's companion? Like, we need to have a different companion, right?
You know what I want? I want the old classic male companion action hero.
Oh yeah. So
That's what
the
I
male
want. I
companion
want
does
somebody
not
that's
have
like
to
the
be.
muscle that just helps
Yeah.
the doctor, and there'll be another companion like a female, But I think that's what I want.
Yeah, I'd like that, but for God's sake, it does not have to be the boyfriend of the female companion.
Right. That I agree.
Look how sexist it is. When's the last time we've had a male? We haven't had a male companion in this new show where it's not been a boyfriend, right?
I mean,
Apart
Danny
from Jack.
Pink could have been, but that never came to.
Yeah.
fruition.
So he was a boyfriend. Rory was a boyfriend.
It's always the
Mickey was a
boyfriends that were
boyfriend.
companions, like
Yeah.
Mickey.
Jack, I suppose, but Jack wasn't really a permanent companion. He was like barely there.
No, I disagree. He was a companion, whether he's in a couple episodes or not. I mean, he was
Yeah, but just
definitely
a short term and had his
That's
own
why
show.
I feel he's the first gay character that I don't know why they. You know what it is? They want to. Moffat wants to be like, he wants to do this cool thing, and oh, look what I did! I made a gay character and everything, and he puts all this stuff out there like news and everything, but it's not news because Russell T Davies did it already. Then they're trying to be like, well, no, he's omnisexual. Earth don't know what that is.
Adric was gay. Let's all be honest.
Adric was not gay, but it's just a thing where.
Yeah, I thought he was.
But it's a thing like Moffat wants to break records, and Moffat wants to be the one that does all these new things, but he's not. He's really not. I mean, even if she's gay or not, which they say she's gay, Captain Jack was gay, so it doesn't really. It's overruled. Anyway. And on Earth, they don't have a word omnisexual, so he is gay. So there you go. So I don't know. But anyway.
I was kind of partial to Canton. I wanted him to be a companion.
Right. Which.
I liked him.
Technically, he could have been. I mean, he traveled with them once. A little. Not really. Kind of. True.
Maybe a child companion. That'll be interesting. Could work.
Like orphaned kid?
Yeah, something.
No
Maisie Williams we had hope for her, yeah. At first, when she first appeared last season, I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
I had no hope for her. The moment I saw that episode, I'm like, this sucks.
No, the first time I saw her, I was like, she's an incredible actress.
The moment he did that, I'm like, there's no purpose for it. Because I'm like, this is going to be a problem.
Well, I have to agree with James on this one because I thought she could have been a better character, but then she just got worse.
Yeah, she did. Whatever they did with her, like I said, Moffat just can't. For some reason, all of his finales and all of his, long-term storylines don't work. You've got the Big Bang. He couldn't think of a way to solve it, so he just thought, Amy remembers everything. That's a crap ending. Everyone knows that's a crap ending. The end of Series 6, I will give him that. Actually, I kind of liked the end of the Series 6. It's one of his only good ones, where the doctor's the robot instead, right? What's it called? The
Tesla.
Yeah, I liked that. I think that was quite clever. That's one of the only ones I've liked. But everything else, been crap for me. Don't enjoy his finales.
I just think that he sees the world of Doctor Who his way, and when people talk to him, he's looking at them like they're stupid. But meanwhile, they don't have in their head what he has in his head. Like, he'll have in his head, Gallifrey made Rory into an Auton, but nobody knows that because it's only in his head, but he just doesn't say anything. So in his head, Clara's this way, and we don't know what he's talking about because he doesn't reveal anything. That's the whole point. Spit it out and say everything. And it's like when he answers, he's like, whoa, this is the way it is. The TARDIS didn't like Clara because she's the worst thing that ever happened to him. Like, how do you say that? That was your favorite character. It's like, you're so mad at her still that she left? Like, and that's what I think it is. Subconsciously, he gets angry with things, and he just puts it in the writing. I'm going to let her kill Danny Pink by calling her. It's like, oh, Jesus.
To this day, I still don't understand what the point of that was.
He was mad at her for leaving. So he put that shit in there to lessen her character, to knock her down 17 pegs.
Well, I mean, even if you were going to do that, right, have it make sense.
But she was pregnant. I thought she was pregnant.
That's what I thought, too. That's what I thought, too. We'll go back and watch the end of that episode and tell me that camera angle when she gets up was not trying to hide the fact that she was pregnant.
And when she's talking to her aunt, it was like that face that I'm pregnant and my husband's dead.
Well, that would, honestly, that would have, to me anyway, would have justified the way she was acting when she threw the keys in the lava, even though it wasn't real. Because if she would have been like, Doctor, I'm pregnant and it's Danny's child, I would have been like, okay, I get it now. But she was like, well, my boyfriend's dead.
Well,
sure.
Do you imagine if we see this Christmas special and they show that scene and they show her lose the baby, and that's the way she was? I mean, that would be traumatic.
Now I feel it's too late. It's like, does anybody care anymore?
Traumatic. I know, but that would be traumatic to see in a Christmas special. You know, but I mean, it's just, she was definitely pregnant as far as I was concerned. And I just don't like the Moffat change. Like, he does a complete 180.
We don't even know if that was, I don't think they ever had that idea. I just think maybe they were writing it, and that's just it just seemed that way. But honestly, though, saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if a story came out once that was in the original script she was pregnant or something like that. Or maybe in an early draft of that script, I
mean, we see stuff like the Doctor talking to the curator, Matt Smith. And he's like, I can be curator. And he's like, oh, I'm going to find them. I'm going to find Gallifrey. And you think in your head, oh, that's going to be a season or two. He's going to go search into these stuff. But no, it's, Clara. And they trap him in a confession dial. It's like, how freaking morbid is that shit?
Yeah, it's really, really silly. He can't. He doesn't make any sense. His writing, he's in his own little world.
And that's the problem, because nobody's in his world. Only he's in his world. So we don't know what he's thinking. We don't know what it's supposed to be. And when we ask the question, it's like that weird, how could you not know this? Well, I'm not in your head.
He broke the rule of Doctor Who anyway. Everyone said after John Nathan Turner, okay, it's clearly obvious. You can't have a showrunner be there too long. And Moffat had more responsibilities than John Nathan Turner because he had to write as well,
Right.
Nathan Turner was just a bit of a dictator. But
well,
Moffat's
I got to tell you, I am worried about one thing that nobody has talked about. And that being that Doctor Who cancellation after the 13th Doctor is revealed. Now, you might say, well, why do you think that? And my thing is simple. There were 7 Doctors. We got cancellation, right? Now, technically, we have 7 Doctors. We'll have 7 Doctors because if you count the War Doctor, the 13th will be the 4th. Like, technically, there's another 7, and it's almost like a curse. Like, would it be every time we have 7 Doctors, there's going to be a cancellation?
Possibly, but they'd be very stupid to cancel it because they're only moneymaker at this point. Most BBC
Well, it's not that
shows are in
they want to
negative.
cancel it, but if it does really bad over again, like it is,
No, it will. I don't care what anyone says. A female doctor will fail. There's no way it can work. Even if she's brilliant, even if I love her, the old school fans, which is could be half the audience, whatever you want to say.
I'm old school,
will
and I
stop watching.
watched Fleabag episode 1, and I got to tell you, I don't see any qualifications that she has to be the Doctor. I mean, it's a different type of show than Doctor Who. Yes, she may be. I only saw one episode. Like I told Connor,
Just because
I gotta
certain
watch.
people fancy her does not mean she's incredibly good. And it doesn't matter. She's a female.
What's that?
Who are we talking about?
The one that they believe is going to be the 13th Doctor. This woman, she stars in the show called Fleabag. It is a Hulu show that 6 episodes is going to get a second season, supposedly.
Is she the new favorite that they were talking about? Yeah, okay.
Yes. But here's the thing that they don't understand. She's going to get a second season, so she's not going to be able to film Doctor Who. Even if she did she's basically contractually obligated for seasons of that show. Like when you start a new show, you don't just make them do a season and then they're out. You sign these people for multiple year contracts.
If it is her, we're guaranteed not to have Doctor Who till late next year because she'd have to film that this year, and then Doctor Who should have to film early next year, which is disappointing.
She's not going to be the Doctor. It's going to be a guy.
No, she's not. It would be a tactically bad move. We're in the age of equality. What people don't understand is when people say to me, well, Missy's a girl, it worked. Master is not the main character of the show.
Yeah.
It'd be as bad as going on to, what's the show everyone watches here? Like The Flash. Let's say Barry Allen turns into a chick next season. Nobody would watch the show. We'd all stop watching. Right? And I know the Doctor can regenerate. And I know I'm not being sexist. I just think that people won't watch it. I really don't think people will watch it.
You're not even being sexist. It's just, to me, it's like a foregone conclusion of the character. The character is a male character. It doesn't matter if he has the ability to change or not. When a character is male for more than 2,000 years, and if you want to argue it, 4 billion years.
No, it's not.
I know. I'm just saying because there's still people that say that he is. I'm advocating for both sides. It just doesn't make sense that he would wake up and be like, oh, I guess I'm female now. Like he's not.
Well, that's the thing. He's got to be. If it's a choice, it's like, why would you want that?
Well, also on this show, not back in the classic era, but now it's a very female-dominated show.
That we were talking about I was bringing out a lot of points because every year when they go do this Women's Day thing, you see all the women that work in Doctor Who in the TARDIS, and they could barely fit them. It's like I never realized this never was like this before, where we had all these women working on Doctor Who. But then you know what? If you think about it. Maybe it's not intentional, maybe it is, but every position of power in Doctor Who, unit, we're having a female ice warrior.
Very female-dominated show.
Madame Delphox, they're all females.
The new ice warrior is going to be an ice queen.
Females. They're all females. Missy's a female. Everything is a female now. So
the new badass ice warrior, the high-up ice warrior, is going to be a female.
Cyber Leader was a female.
All the companions are female, and if you get a male companion, it's a stupid side character boyfriend who nobody cares about. Really, it's so
female leads in Under the Flood, Under the Lake. They were all major female leads.
And what worries me is we do have an anti-man writer coming in next year who does not like men. Proven by Broadchurch this season. I hate men, so I'm going to make every man in the show.
There's not
one. No, in Broadchurch it's about.
Let's just say is Chibnall gay?
I don't know.
Oh.
It doesn't really matter to me that, but
right.
Imagine there's 20 characters. Well, there is about 20 odd men characters in the show he writes now, Broadchurch. There is not one male character who looks nice. They're all douchebags, and that's the way he writes.
What about David Tennant? Isn't he the main star?
Yeah, and he's made him a douchebag this season too. He's made him a bit of a mean guy. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So he just wants to make men look bad. It's like some sort of parade. So That's why I think it will be a female doctor, because of Chibnall.
Well, I want to tell you this right now, and I'm gonna basically lay it out for everybody here that watches the Real Whovians cast. I really feel that it's going to be a male, and when that happens, and when the Doctor is a male and he regenerates into a male, I'm going to be heavy all over everyone, every site, everything that tried to brainwash the Whovian community into thinking it's a female. I'm going to rip them to shreds. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. This is all like a calculated smokescreen as far as I'm concerned. Because if you notice, all they're showing is female actresses to be the Doctor. Meanwhile, they know it's going to be male. That they just want to distract the crap out of you when you're not even looking at male actors. And then when it's the male actor, people are going to be like all so screwed up that they may even be angry. Because
I was just about to bring that up. There might be a backlash if it's a male this time.
Because they screwed it. They screwed it up. Where, like you said, Chris, they'll be forced to make the Doctor female next time around.
There'll be a backlash from social justice warrior morons. But
The thing is, you got to be fair to people. You can't, don't try to control the way they think, brainwash them. If you know that it's going to be a male, don't put these fake articles out there that it's a female. So then you turn people into female-loving doctors or whatever, and then when it doesn't happen, you lose half your fan base.
Well, if they do it, I'll watch the first episode. But there's two things that will make me switch off straight away. If they sexualize the Doctor, bye-bye, switching off. I'll switch off halfway through the episode. I don't care. I'll switch it off.
Right.
Also, if they make men look bad like he does in Broadchurch, where they look like the bad guys all the time and women are superior, women should have more rights than men, screw men that are bad, then I'll switch off as well. I don't tolerate sexism in any way.
Right.
And for some reason, a lot of the internet these days in 2017 thinks that men should have less rights. No, we should be equal. We should
Well, that's
all
what
be the
happened.
same.
This influx past couple of years is lately that, women's rights and everything, but now it's reversed where they're
Look at Hillary,
flooding
yeah.
the market. They're flooding the agenda. Now, we're going to do an everything show, hopefully, if you could still do it, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything you and I talked about with Marvel Comics is completely true. And we had, the CEO of Marvel flat out agree with us that they don't even know why, but they pushed this feminist agenda in Marvel, and it backfired drastically. And he admits that. So we're going to talk about that in the Everything Show, and I'm glad that we're going to be continuing some type of discussion like that, because in this case, they admit that they totally screwed over the fans and pushed this agenda on them, and the fans said no. So I just hope this doesn't happen with Doctor Who.
Well, sticking with Doctor Who, though, I mean, I know we're running out of time, but, isn't the show supposed to be on till at least 2020?
Yeah, but that'll be Chibnall's third season.
But if he takes off a year, Chris, what does that mean? I mean,
this is my thing. And this is, again, why I keep harping on the idea that it's going to be the 14th Doctor. They could potentially use that to try to get the show renewed.
Right.
So they have a male Doctor for the next 3 years.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, well, the ratings are going down. What do? We got to get the show renewed. And then one of them says, well, we got a female Doctor.
Yeah.
And that renews the show. That's unlikely, but it's not impossible.
Well, you know what? Another thing, too, is here's the thing, right? Doc, he's going to take a year off, right, Chibnall?
Possibly.
But he's not going to take a year off in 2017 because he's not the showrunner in 2017.
No.
So he's going to take the whole 2018 off, correct? So that would mean in 2019 he's going to write Doctor Who and air it in 2019. So we're going to get one season of this new Doctor. So, or 2 seasons, I guess, if you count 2020 and airing in 2020. So, are we going to have a 2-year Doctor and then they're going female?
It's possible.
It's always 3 years, dude, at least.
Well,
with the exception of Eccleston.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I have a feeling that I don't think he's going to take a year off. I think they're going to either talk him out of that or that story wasn't true.
Okay.
I think that we're going to get the next season towards the end of 2018 after 10.
Yeah.
I think Series 11, I believe. I think we'll get that towards the end of 2018. And then I really think that the negotiation to renew the show, if there is a negotiation, they might just redo it. If the show is doing well or doing,
If the
it's
show
doing
is
decent.
tanking, they're not going to renew it.
Well, if it's tanking, yeah. But here's my thing. I honestly think that one of the things they might do is if the show is tanking, someone will go to them and be like, well, we're going to do a female doctor. And
So you're saying either we get a female doctor or you cancel it?
no, I'm saying that
that's a choice.
Like BBC
they go to
says,
them.
BBC says, if we renew the show, what are you going to do to make sure that the ratings are better? Well, we'll do a female doctor. Because in the short term, yes, that will get the ratings up. Because people will be curious.
But the BBC got to agree to commission in a couple of years as a safety.
Exactly. So
like
they might do it.
2025.
They might do it for a couple of years, and then they might do maybe a short-term contract
Right.
if they can do that, and then But I got to tell you right now, I foresee a female doctor in the next 7 years.
I got to tell you, if it was a choice of make the doctor female or cancel the show, and I hate to say it, man, I really do, because it's a really difficult decision, but maybe Doctor Who would need a rest if that's the case, then do a female doctor. Because I think you shouldn't, the whole regeneration thing shouldn't be the whole entire show.
Yeah.
It's about the writing, it's about the villains, it's about the story.
That's the major problem, is the writing, I think.
And
that's
sucks.
My opinion.
I got to tell you, people may like Series 8 and Series 9. I think it's compared to all the other series, because I loved David Tennant, Chris X, and Matt Smith. I mean, and I love Capaldi too, but it's not Capaldi's fault. But
well, that's the thing, and I've thought about this before. We've said past times, well, maybe Doctor Who needs a break. But here's the thing. Even when Matt Smith was leaving, the show was at its most popular ever.
It was hot. Yeah.
So what happened?
Moffat, because Moffat.
Exactly. The writing.
The thing is that the way he writes, he doesn't realize it. And if he's mad at somebody for leaving or whatever, he'll do something subconsciously where he'll screw over that character, where he'll do something to these characters or the writing, and they'll either make the doctor look like an idiot. Like if he's mad at Capaldi, he'll put something in there, make him look like an idiot, or make him look like stupid or whatever.
Like I don't want to
like
blame
that line.
Moffat
The doctor's
solely,
like, "I'm an idiot." The doctor's like, "I'm an idiot." I'm like, no, I don't want to see him say that. That's
well, like I was saying, I don't want to blame Moffat solely because he's not the only writer, but
he shouldn't. You can't be the head writer in the showrunner. Maybe it's. You know what it is? He had too much stuff on him. It's Sherlock. It's
exactly.
Jekyll's script. It's. He was a producer in class, and people may say, no, he's working. Too much stuff where he can't devote enough tension and tender love and care to Doctor Who, and he misses things. You don't have Russell T Davis over him to tell him you can't do this, you can't do that. It's better if you do this. He's the boss of everything, and that's no good. He tells them what to write, and they can't just write what they got to write, and that's not good. With the exception of Gators, one nice words. All right, guys, take care. Bye for now.